You have finished Clair Obscur and now you feel existential dread that you'll never experience anything like it again. I made this video for you. Please do not fret, there are indeed other gaming experiences that have the likelihood to leave an indelible mark on you like Clair Obscur did. And I'm doing you a favor because these games aren't just generic great games. This list is specifically curated for people who loved Clair Obscur. In other words, these are masterpiece games that are also extremely similar to Clair Obscur. Each of these games shares the same core gameplay loop of a deep turn-based combat system, supplemented with a rich, layered narrative and compelling characters with the backdrop of a uniquely built world and setting. Each of these games also have unique masterpiece level soundtracks that will earn a place on your playlist for sure. Now, while there won't be any spoilers in this video, I do want to add that all of the games that I mentioned do share overlap with some of the major themes of Clair Obscur. My point is, if certain things resonated with you from this story, you are likely to find resonant moments in the games I'm about to share. So stay tuned to hear what I hope will be your next gaming world that you will get lost in. So, Star Wars is a big thing. It's a fictional universe that has literally existed since the 70s. I say this to establish the weight of my next statement. In my opinion, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic possesses the single best story across all of Star Wars media. What I really appreciate about the game is that it came out in 2003 and I've played through it countless times from my childhood through now, and I'm still learning new things that can happen in certain quests and subsequent playthroughs. That just speaks volumes to how complete and thought out this game was, which is something that honestly isn't usually the case with modern video game releases, and that's part of what makes Clair Obscur so special. The lovingly acronymed and monikered KOTOR is an RPG set thousands of years before the Star Wars movies, in which you play a character thrust into the middle of a galactic war instigated by Darth Malak, the reigning all-powerful Sith Lord of the time.
Taris is defenseless against our assault, Lord Malak. They are offering no resistance. The city is in ruins.
Resume the bombardment, Commander. Wipe this pathetic planet from the face of the galaxy.
Damn! I'm sorry.
Your decisions as you navigate these circumstances can lean towards the dark side or light side, and they completely shape each narrative you encounter, both main and side quests. You visit multiple planets in this game, and some are classics such as Tatooine, which is of course the home planet of the Skywalker lineage, and the quests and storylines are so lore-rich and intriguing. For example, on Tatooine you can get an inside look at Tusken Raider culture and grow to understand how it formed and operates, all while contending with Dark Jedi and bounty hunters. Some Star Wars planets are actually introduced in this game, such as Manan, which is a beautiful water planet home to a species known as the Selkath. On this planet, you'll encounter many mysteries to solve and even be forced to be an arbiter in a murder trial in court. Yeah, a lot of cool shit happens in this game, but most importantly, the cool shit that happens or doesn't happen is entirely up to you. Your decisions dictate what happens to everyone you encounter in this game. You just feel constantly immersed throughout all of the story beats and the growth of your character and your character's relationships with your crewmates. Speaking of which, this is a lovable cast of characters who are all very distinct to one another and generally speaking offer a ton of nuanced commentary and takes to situations that you encounter throughout the game. Just to name a few, on your crew you have a Mandalorian warlord turned bounty hunter who used to serve under the galaxy's preeminent Sith Lord, Darth Revan, before he was taken out. You have the son of a Wookiee chieftain, you have a Republic soldier, a Jedi with a unique connection to the Force, a Grey Jedi, an assassin droid, and a few others. So yeah, a lot of variety in terms of the roster here. And as far as gameplay, combat is turn-based and you can have multiple routes to victory, right? You can hit with blasters, vibro swords, staffs, lightsabers, and wield the Force to win a conflict. Characters also have access to skills and feats that can enhance their effectiveness. The game also relies heavily on dialogue interactions, and the voice acting in this game is faultless. If you think deeply enough, there are many ways to make your way through quests simply based on if you ask people the right questions, or if you can persuade them to divulge information or provide support or change their viewpoint on a situation. Of all of the games on this list, I feel like this is probably the one people have played the least, especially the younger generation of gamers. And ironically, this is the game I would most strongly recommend everyone play at least once, especially fans of Star Wars or sci-fi settings. What's awesome as well is that it's only $10 on Steam and maybe $15 for the Switch. You can also get it on Android or iPhone, which is absurd because I don't know how much I'd pay to own this classic if I had to, but it would be a lot. If you do end up playing this game because of this video, feel free to come back here and comment your thoughts as you play. To put a quick bow on this, I can say very vaguely that a few of KOTOR's narrative themes are identity, morality, and the idea of agency and free will. And obviously you can see the overlap with Clair Obscur here, so I implore you to give this a try. Given the price, it's definitely a low risk and high reward situation.
First, I will test your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You must now prove you have a Jedi's understanding of the Code by completing these fundamental precepts of our order. There is no emotion. There is no ignorance. There is no passion. There is no chaos. There is no death. You have learned your studies well, apprentice. It will not be long before you are a full member of our order.
Next, we have Metaphor Refantatio, which is a game that was released last fall and was a masterpiece in its own right. Now listen, as someone who is the only person to have uncovered the hidden secrets and symbolisms within this game's story, it would be fair to say that I objectively understand this at a deeper level than most. And I can tell you that any criticism that you may have heard around this game doesn't come down to quality, it comes down to suitability. This game offers an amazing narrative with amazing characters and deals with issues that are very relatable for a lot of people. Things like racial and class-based inequities or battles with trauma and grief. The bottom line is, some people will play this game and not find themselves within the narrative. And that's okay. And this isn't an indictment on the quality of this game's story. Last note I'll give is that if you're open to it, the story is very accessible in terms of how it's consumed. You can take everything surface level and still experience a wonderful fantasy tale, or you can read deep into the subtext and find layered meanings that make the story all the more fulfilling. Trust me on this. To give you an idea of what you're getting into, this game takes place in the United Kingdom of Uchronia, where the assassination of the king brings chaos to the land. Then, a magic known only to the king called the Royal Magic is somehow invoked, and the world becomes embroiled in a tournament for the throne. So basically, this is a story of how people must find unity to elect a new king, and in the midst of this, the protagonist, together with his partner, the Fairy Gallica, must find a way to break the curse that has been placed on the Prince of Uchronia, who the kingdom believes to be dead. To do so, they depart on a journey across the entire continent because in order to achieve their goal, they must participate in the tournament for the throne, and the endeavor requires them to ally with many friends and followers of various tribes inhabiting the world. There are challenges with this because you are coming from nothing. Your protagonist is a boy of the Eldad tribe, branded as a tainted people by the state religion who believe they have inherited dangerous and heretical magic. Being so rare among the populace, your protagonist's race is detested and discriminated against throughout the kingdom. So, with context provided about the narrative, let's now get into the gameplay, which is, in my humble opinion, the best take on turn-based combat that I've had the privilege of playing through. There's 14 classes and over 40 subclasses for you to mess around with, and so many different ways to handle combat scenarios. All of these classes have unique stylistic flair, and the animations are all unique and pleasing to watch. We even have skippable cutscenes for some of the heaviest hitting attacks, which are synergies you can set up between party members. If you didn't like Clair Obscur's parry system and wanted something more traditional that rewards tactical preparation instead of hand-eye coordination, you'll feel right at home with Metaphor Refantatio's combat. Outside of that, through daily tasks and managing your calendar system, you will be attempting to build yourself up as somebody worthy of the throne through the Royal Virtue system. Through giving speeches to townsfolk or debating other candidates or dungeon diving and completing feats of bravery around the world, you can build up your virtues. It's definitely enjoyable to tangibly build yourself up throughout the journey and feel that sense of progress. If you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, if it's so great, why didn't this game have as much of a mainstream impact? I do have a theory on that. I think this game does kind of suffer from something I would call the Mass Effect Andromeda effect. For those who don't know, Mass Effect Andromeda was a sequel to the Mass Effect trilogy, which is widely considered one of the best franchises in gaming history. The game was universally panned due to a buggy launch and a big-time tonal shift in the writing and disrespects towards the established lore. While this game isn't great, it never got a chance and is universally considered to be complete ass, even though it's actually decent. The writing is horrible, don't get me wrong, but the game itself is actually probably a solid 7. I bring this up because if this was not a Mass Effect game, if this was a game called Andromeda from an unnamed developer, it probably would have gotten its due praise for a very fun combat system and, in general, a mildly fun gameplay loop. In other words, if it was its own entity and not attached to Mass Effect, this game would be considered a decent or good game and might have gotten a sequel, but because of its association with a masterpiece, critically acclaimed series, the juxtaposition was extremely stark between Andromeda and Mass Effect, and people understandably couldn't see past comparing the two and pointing out how different they were, and the inferiority of Andromeda became exacerbated into a narrative that it was dog shit when it was actually just average and a bit buggy. I believe Metaphor ReFantasios suffered a bit from a similar situation. While it is a masterpiece, it almost could not win because it came from Atlas, the people behind the acclaimed Persona series. Many disappointed people point to its differences with Persona and pretend those are flaws. At the same time, many disappointed people point to its similarities with Persona and pretend that those similarities are flaws or that they didn't do enough differently. So, you see what I'm getting at? I genuinely feel if this game released from a new studio like our beloved Sandfall Interactive and it had no association with Persona or any established series, then people would have taken this for what it was. An innovative masterpiece that beautifully weaves world building, storytelling, and endlessly fresh combat. Instead, many people nitpicked and cross-referenced it to hell with Persona, or outright decided to not even give it a chance because of a past experience with Persona. And that's a damn shame, because this is a gem of a game. But anyways, this is a perfect segue into the last game on my list.
This is why I stand here now. I ran from my past and turned away from my pain. You prey on innocent lives. Your sin will be repaid. Yet I cannot condemn you alone. Not when I could not see past my own suffering. Not when I locked myself away to be alone with my pain!
O lodestar, who falters in memory, O thou anguished traveler. Thy long stagnant stance hath finally been broken. Now choose thy path.
Choose? My choice is already made. You can't erase your past. All you can do is take it in hand and reshape your future.
Thank you. Thou hast chosen a noble parting.
I think this could be one of the most unique experiences I've ever had in my entire gaming life, and I truly believe everyone should experience it at least once. I describe Persona 5 Royal as akin to playing through your own anime. Like, I can't understate how much this game captures this feeling. If you watch anime or read manga, you know that some of the core statutes that make the experience so unique are the amazing art, the complex layered storytelling, and the emotion-inducing music accompanying everything from quiet conversations to epic climaxes. Persona 5 Royal has all of this in droves. This game has the best music I've heard in my life. I'm being dead serious.
For one vote. Did you just say hometown?
Not that. It's time.
What the hell? Oh, this is smooth. Oh no. Yo, turn the music up, turn the music up. Turn that music up. Ooh. That is a jam. Oh, yo, this is bringing this is bringing me to a good place right now. Damn, that's a jam. Oh, that is dangerous. That is a dangerous theme right there. That's deadly, dog. My God, man, a theme like that, I want that to be played at my fucking funeral. You'll never see it coming. Alright, so this bridge is already extended, so...
Since I played this game, Persona music is in my Spotify top 5 at the end of every year. Maybe part of the reason is because the music is attached to such emotional, wonderful moments from throughout my journey in the game, so listening to a song is an automatic nostalgia blast, but good lord, the quality of the composition is through the roof. Visually, this game is superb and has a unique art style that will hold up forever. I mean, the UI belongs in a video game museum, to be honest. The gameplay system is so dense that, hand to God, I've had things happen in battle after hundreds of hours with the game and multiple playthroughs that I'd never seen before. I mean, even outside of battle, there are so many unique events or character interactions that I didn't encounter until subsequent playthroughs. To give non-spoiler context to the story, this is a slice of life game and your protagonist is a high schooler taking things literally day by day throughout the story. You'll sit in class, meet people, make time to hang out and build relationships, and explore Tokyo. Trust me, you become obsessed in a good way about managing your day-to-day in the best way possible, as each of your story missions in this game operate under a deadline. You can fail if you don't take care of business after a certain amount of days, and aside from that, you'll find there's a plethora of things that you want to achieve, so you'll naturally goal set and time manage to do so. Since the story is so well layered, subsequent playthroughs feel fresh because you can view almost every character in the story through a different lens due to details about them and their motivations that you learned prior. In terms of this list, this game could be the biggest reward because the game is about 125 hours to complete. Which means if you fall in love, you'll have a story and world that you can spend upwards of 200 hours in, with the feature-dense New Game Plus and the desire to enjoy the story through a different lens. I'll also add that one of the antagonists in this game is potentially my favorite antagonist ever, and they force you to experience a deep philosophical introspection. Now, let me just say this. I know for a lot of people, Clair Obscur was their gateway game into the RPG genre, or more specifically, the turn-based RPG genre. And I do know that perhaps the main reason for the open-mindedness with Clair Obscur is simply the amazing graphics and motion captured voice acting that makes the character and world look pretty akin to real life. I want to ask you to try to open your mind more. I'm starkly aware that none of the games on this list look at all like Clair Obscur, but I promise you, these games have voice acting that is just as brilliant and stories that exist in the same quality tier of Clair Obscur. I can subjectively say that if I were to say which of these games had my favorite story, I'm not certain that Clair Obscur would be the first or second game I'd choose. And you guys know how much I love and cherish Clair Obscur. The bottom line is this. Expedition 33 is a unique mix of relatable storytelling with modern photorealistic graphics. There is nothing out there that is 100% like for like with Clair Obscur, and that's what makes it a special turn-based RPG that is many players first. But I promise you, hope is not lost, and if you open your mind a bit more, and trust me, you'll be able to enjoy other games that can leave a similar mark on you as Clair Obscur has. Really quick, y'all, for those of you who don't know, we have a burgeoning community over on the Discord. We talk about life, video games, and everything in between. We game together and watch each other play games, so it's really just a nice safe space to hang with other people who have similar passions. We're planning to launch the first of our monthly debates soon, so now is the time to join up. If you don't want to be on the debate floor, then you can be a part of a panel of judges, or maybe you just want to be part of planning the debate topics. Truly, there are roles and spaces for everybody, and I think Clair Obscur is a game with a litany of different topics to discuss. Like I said before, I plan to keep track of winners of debates and give shoutouts in future videos, so it's mainly a fun way to include you all more in the channel as we grow. To join, check the links in the description of the video. My last note is, I just wanted to take a quick moment to say thank you, infinitely from the bottom of my heart. It means the absolute world to me that you are here, and I love to talk with all of you, even if we disagree, which feels inevitable in discussing video games. If you enjoyed the video at all or learned something, please like and subscribe. Check out the other videos on my channel for more content like this, and have a great day, night, or morning, and remember to be kind and thoughtful. Peace.